Okay, this will be an interesting one. Let's see what we can do with this one. Sorry about the shaking. I'm going to leave it on that. Going at that. Now this user interface is fucked. It's shit. Konica Minolta fucking did a damn horrible job at it. Dickheads. Fucking idiots. Fucktards running the fucking photocopier industry. Don't know what they're doing except how to make an obscene amount of money creating shit. Shit. Fucking horrible. Steaming pile of shit. That's all it is, folks. No respect for these bitches. I don't like them. Konica fucking Minolta. Shoei fucking Yamana, the CEO. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Anyway, we got here at Coles. Get ahead, festive, entertaining. Who cares? Entertaining, I'm not going to be involved in that. Anyway, we're interested in this page with this interesting thing. Fake it, don't make it. Yeah, right. I'm not going to be celebrating Christmas, folks. I'm not with the one I love. I'm away from the one that I truly love. So I'm not going to be happy in where I'm living. I'm not happy on my own without Luigi. And I'm trying to get this stuff on television in order to locate where Luigi is. And there's not going to be celebrations. It's not going to be any of that sort of shit, folks. Oh, I might attend a few Christmas parties maybe, but I'm not going to feel truly happy. I'm not big on parties anymore. I don't have that party aesthetic anymore. I don't care. I don't like. I just want to be with him. I want to be with Luigi. I don't want to be alone. I just don't have any care about what I do now. I just have to fucking accept that I'm alone. It does get very lonely without him. I know he still loves me. We're going to use this. I know he still loves me, folks. He does. He loves who I am and what I do. But we can't get together until I've made it out here on free-to-air TV. It's more difficult than it seems to try and get your stuff to go. You know, I've been trying for more than 8.5 years to get my work out there, and it was just so hard to get on television. It's more difficult than I actually anticipated. And now I have to keep going at it until I get my fucking playola. And it gets lonely without a loved one. And Christmas just reminds you of what you're missing. It's not a time to celebrate. It's not to celebrate what you have, but what you haven't. It's like that. It's got that dastardly feel to it, that aesthetic of being away from someone you love. It really does. It really feels bad. It doesn't give you that sense of family. I don't get on with my dad and my brother anyway, so there's no point celebrating with them. And I've got no time to spend in excessive amounts of celebration. I might go to a couple of parties, but I'm not going to spend all my time. And I bet you I'm going to feel anxious and depressed when I'm at the next party. I don't enjoy parties. They just contribute. I don't know if they contribute, but I do still feel the anxiety and depression that I've got dealing with this, dealing with not having a loved one that you care about, having to make do with people you don't even know or care about. It's all about making do, folks. It's not about celebration. It's about feeling like you're making do. Make do, make do, make do. Well, fuck make do. I'm not interested. But I have to fucking accept it. And I don't feel a connection with the social side of things. I mean, seriously, it just doesn't do anything. Don't know what to think of this. I like it in a way, but in other ways I don't. Maybe I could. But basically it's really difficult dealing with this make-do aesthetic, should I say. It does. It really upsets me that I can't fucking well be with Luigi. And it was all my fucking fault in the first place, not being myself. And he still loved me. That's the funny thing. And it gets lonely without Luigi. I've been feeling lonely in my life since I was in childhood, folks. I never felt a sense of company in my family. I never felt company. I felt some company with some of the people I used to hang out with, but I don't feel it anymore. And those people I used to hang out with, they dumped me as a friend, and they no longer have any place in my life. So I don't care anymore anyway, so I don't have them in my life. Most of them are married anyway, but basically I don't feel a sense of connection anymore. So, wondering where this is going to go. I don't know what to do with this. I wonder how big we're going to make it. But basically it's really been difficult doing this make-do shit. You know, most of the people who knew me, they ended up marrying long before I did, and they left me behind. And they left me at a time where I needed them most, so I'm not happy anymore. I don't feel a connection with these people anyway, however much. I don't know what I'm doing here, folks. This is really difficult. I'm gonna fucking go back to where we were. Fuck it, I'm not gonna bother with this. Looks okay, looks promising, but it's not good enough. So which one are we going to use, that one or that one? I'm trying to decide, folks. But basically I don't feel I relate to anyone else but Luigi. I'm not happy with my current life. But Christmas is indeed a reminder of what I don't have. And the people who've got plenty of stuff sort of have something that you don't have, and it really feels like a have and have not sort of an aesthetic. I do like this in some ways, but basically I don't feel I relate anymore, and I don't care about the people I once had as so-called friends. I don't care about them anymore. I don't give a flying fuck. They can go fuck themselves, because they weren't around when I really, really, really needed them. When I moved into a place that I could only call a ghetto, and this ghetto had lots of crime, drugs and shit like that, and I fucking lived amongst that, and it was scary. It was fucking scary to deal with all this shit where I was living. And when I moved out into that place, surprise, surprise, all my fucking so-called friends disappeared, left me in the lurch. Fuck them. They left me to die. They didn't care anymore. I know I had problems. I know I was high maintenance, but that's not good enough to just dump your fucking friends in the fucking bin, a too hard basket. But I don't fucking need them anymore. So I'm going to find Luigi. And I know he's my friend. He might sound imaginary, but I know he's real because I've met him. I met him, folks. He's real. He's not imaginary. He's not Mr. Snuffleupagus. He remembers that on fucking Sesame Street with Big Bird. Big Bird's imaginary friend, Mr. Snuffleupagus. He's not Mr. Snuffleupagus. And Mr. Snuffleupagus, in actual fact, turned out to be real. And it took a few episodes. I don't know how many episodes, but then we found out that Mr. Snuffleupagus was indeed real. He wasn't imaginary after all. So yeah, maybe he is like Mr. Snuffleupagus. But he is real. Luigi's real. I met him 3 times in 1992. So, and I think I might have seen him on a bus as recently as 2012 in August. I wasn't sure, but it looked like him. I don't know how this is going to look. But yeah, I do feel ripped off by these people I once trusted, and they didn't want to help me anymore, even though I was living in a ghetto. I no longer live in a ghetto now, which is good, but I still feel a bit browned off. Anyway, that looks interesting. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Gotta go.